Hey guys, welcome back. I wanted to show you some of my new RTA units I've been using, and this one is going to focus on Charlotte in 2 matches, and we're going to call it How to Charlotte in honor of Karanthir, which is one of my favorite streamers and YouTubers that from years past. I don't think he does it anymore. But the 2 matches I want to focus on are Subjudo 13 and Oracle Please. They were just skirmishes, so may or may not be, their all-star lineup or their final things they're doing, but, it's representative of what I want Charlotte to do. So I'm seeing a lot more first pick Sierras in skirmishes, so I'm trying to focus on that, though I would ideally like to first pick Okeanos. But this is the control team that I'm thinking about running. I'm picking Triton earlier so that I have the option of last picking Praha if I need double strippers, if they're going to go double immunity. But they didn't ban my Triton this time. So I reset the Villagel. Here comes Charlotte, first hit. She was only able to push back a little bit, but we got the stun and the glance on the Dark Kung Fu Girl, which is nice. And then we're just going to work on that unit. You do get to see a little bit of Jean here, which is my other unit I'm really interested in. This comp is my control heavy team, and I kind of like the way it works. I'm not quite good enough at it to... Sometimes I get outpicked. Sometimes I pick the wrong thing and I get stuck in something I don't want to be in. But there's a Charlotte Sleep into another turn. Cooldowns are being reduced. We'll look at the runes here in a second, but lots of control. And I think Charlotte and Jean give me a control element that I didn't have before. I used to rely more on DPS, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but that was the match. I was able to nuke it down. I had things more or less under control. Let's look at this one. So just to recap, she's got the Sleep on her first skill, which turns into a Violent, which is amazing. The second skill is a Stun, the same as Vero. And it gives a slow. It's a stun and a slow. An AoE stun and a slow. An AoE slow alone is good. So that's just fantastic. And then the third skill is a 90% bar reduce and a glance. So we start off, we get second turn. Really lucky against the Molong not to get any removals or stun. Triton pushes it back. We get the turn from Vero. Another lucky resist. I think I picked resist lead though. So 2 stuns. All right, here's the Charlotte. Pushes back the attack bars. Stun from Praha. And luckily everyone was stunned, so the Sylvia couldn't bring anything with it. We got the reset on Theo, and we're just in control here. We're using Praha's AoE strip as further stuns. There's the Charlotte, you see the slow on Molong and the stun on Theo, and we're locking it down, which is great. I really haven't had that component to my game in a long time. And it's people with like the Gani Hathors that have this level of control, so I'm sort of putting Charlotte Jean into those roles, and I'm just going to see how they do. Okeanos obviously is fantastic for that. A Frigate would be fantastic as well, because that would reduce the cooldowns even further. But you can see we took out that unit immediately. We traded Okeanos for Molong, which isn't ideal, but it's going to happen if a Molong is not reset. Get the kill, get the stun and the glance with the bar reduce is great, because if you get the bar reduce and the stun, you're robbing them of 2 turns, basically, which is fantastic. Here she goes, ham, a little bit of extra turns, and now we're just sort of in cleanup mode. Sierra was able to get a bomb off, but it won't matter. We clean it up. So that's Charlotte in action. I'm pretty happy with her in limited testing. She's, I think, my second favorite control mon after Okeanos in my box. I don't have some of those units that other people have, but I would say if you had a choice between a Water Heart Magician that I see, like Fwa use and other people use, or Charlotte, I feel like Charlotte's stronger, personally. She's a little different, and you have to be able to clear Will, so that's why I go in with Triton and Praha. You got to be able to clear Will or she's useless, but that's all control strategy. So if you find yourself against double Will, you gotta clean it up. So let's take a look at her runes. She's on, I believe, my best Despair set, which is not as good as some people's Despair sets, but it's Despair Will. She's 246 speed, 1400 defense, and 2600 HP. Attack around 1300, doesn't really matter. Accuracy, I kind of got lucky on subs, 44% is nice, and that's what she's rocking. This is probably one of my best runes, my best Despair runes I own. But the 2, 3, 4, that would be a nice rune to upgrade with a little more speed, because it's not doing much other than... I need to max it. It's got the good defense up and the flat HP, but I would like a little more speed on it. And then defense rune on slot 4, and then there's the slot 1. Not even fully maxed. Obviously, she's fully skilled. But yeah, that's the Charlotte. I'm pretty happy with her. I'm going to keep showing Charlotte content and how she performs over the course of the season. There's a lot of strong water units in RTA and wind units. Like, There's a couple of good fire units, but I feel like she's pretty strong against the general meta, the Wusas, the Verads, Theo, all that stuff. So I think she might end up being something special. We'll have to see. Ethna is another choice that could be interesting. She kind of has a little more offensive than Charlotte. Charlotte's a little more control, but I think Charlotte's my pick here for the near future. So we will see how she does. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have another Charlotte build or you're using a Charlotte similarly, please let me know. And yeah, catch y'all next time. Take care.